Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh, Ba'ashem Malawach, Kodash, double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 1, titled 12 Spies Sent to Canaan. And the Heavenly Father spoke unto Moses, saying, Send thou men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall ye send a man, every one a ruler among them. And Moses, by the commandment of the Heavenly Father, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel. And these were the names of the tribe of Reuben: Shemua, the son of Sakur. Of the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, the son of Hori. Of the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. Of the tribe of Issachar, Igal, the son of Joseph. Of the tribe of Ephraim, Hosea, the son of Nun. Of the tribe of Benjamin, Palti, the son of Rupa, or Rufa, Rafu, or Rapu. Of the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel, the son of Sodi. Of the tribe of Joseph, namely the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Susi. Of the tribe of Dan, Amiel, the son of Gemali. Of the tribe of Asher, Sethur, the son of Michael, or actually Mikael. Of the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi, the son of Sopha, Of the tribe of Gad, Geuel, the son of Mahi. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out the land. And Moses called Hosea, the son of Nun, Joshua, Yehoshua. Right. And Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said unto them, Get you up this way southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land, what it is, and the people that dwell therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many. Basically, go check them out. Test their might through the eyes. And what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad. And what cities they be that they dwell in, whether in tents or in strongholds, forcible houses and stuff like that. And what the land is, whether it be fat or lean, whether there be wood therein or not. And be of good courage, and bring of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the time of the first striped grapes. So they went up and searched the land of the wilderness of Zin unto Rehob, as men came to Hamath. And they ascended by the south, and came unto Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the children of Anak, were. So these were the children of Anak. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. And by the way, Hebron nowadays is, let me see, Hebron modern day. Yeah, I would say here around it. Oh yeah, here. But if you go down here a little bit, you had the land of Edom. Let me see. As you can see here, Hebron was there around that region. But then you had the land of Edom, which are the land of the so-called Caucasian people, whether you believe it or not. And these were the place where they were. And you had also giants in those days, because they took this place. This is just one picture, by the way. They took this place from the Hamites, which if you read the book of, I think it was Genesis 36, you will see that Esau went and dwelled in, wait, let me see. He went and dwelled with the Hittites. Genesis chapter 36 verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wife of the daughters of Canaan, Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon, the Hiphite, and Bashemath, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebajoth, right? So Ishmael was his uncle, because Ishmael is the son of Abraham, right? So it was the real distant family of him, right? So he dwelt in Mount Seir, which is what I just showed you here. This is, well, nowadays it's called Petra, but it used to be called Mount Seir. And Esau dwelt here, Edom. Let me see if it's called the same. Edom nowadays called ANUAK. Why did God destroy Edom? He didn't exterminate them. He's going to. The Heavenly Father will take revenge on the Edomites because they had grievously offended Judah. Right? These are the so-called Caucasian people. These are the so-called Negroes in America. And, of course, South America, where I'm from, but I'm living in Europe. Right, but they're going to pay for the slavery things that they have done upon our people. Also West Africa and stuff like that. The betrayal of Edom, because they were supposed to be our twin brother. But hey, they tricked us. No, well, actually, our forefather tricked them. They didn't want it anyway. The birthright I'm talking about. Read the book of Genesis 25, 26, and 27. Then you will see that. But anyway, let me go to the examples. Right, so basically Esau married the Hamites, the Canaanites and stuff like that, and the Hittites and Hivites. Yeah, you're right. So it says here Hebron, and were Ahiman. Okay, I already read that. The children of Anak were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. And they came unto the brook of Eshcol. Right. And cut down from thence a branch with one cluster of grapes. And they buried between two upon a staff. So how did that look like? Well, like this. It was so big that they did that. They had to do it like that. But of course they didn't look like that, you know, because yeah. History is told by the conqueror, not the conquered. So yeah. But these grapes were very, very, very big because the giants were in the land. So the land was basically full of milk and honey. It was prosperous. It was full of abundance. It had it also represents abundance. You know, milk and honey, you know. prosperity and stuff like that. Things that people love. Everybody loves sweets, especially, well, not everybody loves sweets, but especially children. Yeah, so cluster of grapes, and they bare it between two upon a staff. And they brought of the pomegranates and of the figs. It doesn't mention how big they were. The place was called the Brook of Eshcol, because of the cluster of grapes which the children of Israel cut down from thence. And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron, and to all the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the wilderness of Paran, to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them, and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And by the way, speaking of the fruit of the land, it was very big. And back in the days, things used to be bigger. You know, you had the giants and stuff like that. So they needed to be fed on that land. Let me go to 2nd Ezra. It shows you that back in the days, that things and people used to be bigger. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 51. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. He answered me and said, Ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, Wherefore art unto them whom now thou hast what? Wait. Wherefore are unto they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature? So you ask the woman, why are the ones that you bring forth now to childbirth just like the ones that were before you, that was brought forth through childbirth, but smaller? And she will answer thee, They that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are another, or are otherwise. So when a girl is young, a young teen, young adult woman, then the child that would be born would be of one fashion, one manner, healthier, stronger, would grow bigger. And they that are born in the time of age, when the womb is kind of weak, or otherwise, they might be sicker, smaller, weaker, and stuff like that. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. And by the way, if you read this whole explanation, this chapter and stuff like that, you will come to the conclusion that the earth, the womb of the earth, is actually young, because the earth is young. It's not 56,000 whatever crapaloni they said millions of years ago and stuff like that. That's a joke. And I have a few other, let me see, videos to show you about what the elites of this world is doing, because you have to understand that the elites of this world, you might not want to hear it, but I don't care, the so-called Caucasian people, they rule the world, because they have that they have the power over the world. Job chapter, because they they love boasting about that, but when it comes to the Bible, then they say no, all people rule the world, everybody, all races. No, they don't. You do. Job chapter 9 verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The Heavenly Father is the one that allows these wicked to rule over this earth. Luke chapter 4 verse 5, and the devil, taking him up to an high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, All this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. So all the kingdoms in the world were shown unto the Lord, where the man everybody calls Jesus, which is a woolly-haired, burnt, dark-skinned man, according to the scriptures. And if color doesn't matter, then you should have no problem with him being a dark-skinned man with woolly hair. Moving on. Next question. Or next problem, if you got one. Right, so it says here that all the kingdoms were shown unto him in a moment of time. You could call it a hologram, but it was a vision. And he was, he showed him, like he showed him a future vision. And you can bet he showed him America. Is not America, don't the Americans call America the Great Kingdom? And a kingdom? And an empire, whatever you want to say, empire, kingdom, yeah. If thou therefore will worship me, all shall be thine. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. So this also shows you that if you worship Satan, you're going to be on top. And aren't these celebrities worshiping Satan? But who is putting them to worship Satan? Because if it was up to a lot of them, they wouldn't try to do witchcraft and stuff like that. But you have to understand, people that seek attention will do a lot of things for that attention. Eating babies, sacrificing babies, anything and everything, man. Sacrificing babies is nothing. Once you have a person, it is something actually, but it's nothing compared to when you have a person of full conscious, and then you do things to that person. The person knows the person is about to die. That's funnier, that's cooler actually, but yeah. What word should I use? Funny? Let's do that then. Not to say that butchering children isn't horrible for the child. We would know they did it in slavery and to the Native Americans. I didn't forget that. Right. So it says. What was I showing again? Oh yeah, here. Right. So the wicked are the one that rule the earth, and who rules the earth? Who is the wicked that rules this earth? Well, I already put it down. It's the so-called Caucasian race, but according to the book of Genesis, chapter 27, it is the book of, verse 39. And Isaac is, 38. And Esau said unto his father, As thou wert one blessing, my father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew from heaven. And of the dew of heaven from above. Basically, he's going to have all the beautiful places and spots upon the planet Earth, the better spots. The Hollywood, the California, all these beautiful places where everybody tries to live, they're going to have that. And by thy sword shalt thou live, rape, rob, murder. Canada, North America, South America, Middle America, rape, rob, murder, World War I, World War II, World War III going to start, because they're going to do it. And they live by their sword. Everywhere they go, they bring rape, rob, murder. That is the MO of the so-called Caucasus race. It has been since the time of the Romans, the Greeks and the Romans. They're good for war and weapons, all that there. And they boast about it too. Yeah, and they rule the earth. And shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand, because Isaac was about to die. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Because he wanted to murder his brother, just like back in the days of Cain and Abel, right? Almost, it's the same type of story, similar type of story. I'll say that. Yeah. So now Esau rules this planet Earth, and that's the so-called Caucasian people, right? So now going back to over, let me see, here. Let me see something. Sorry. Right, the cluster. Right. So everything used to be bigger back in the days. The people were bigger. The fruits were bigger. Some of the animals were bigger. You know. So it says here that let me see. Sorry. Yeah, consider thou therefore also that ye are less in stature than those that were before you. First Esdras 5:55. Let me see. And so are they that come after you less than you. As the creature which now begin to be old, and have passed over the strength of youth. Then said I, Lord, I beseech thee, if I have found favor in thy sight, show thy servant by whom thou visited thy creature. And then you can read the rest for yourself into the next chapter. But it says here, strength of youth. So, if you have passed the strength of youth, you're going to get smaller children. And the earth is getting a little bit old right now. But it's actually, sorry, let me say it better. We are in a time where the earth is a little bit older and depleted. But the Heavenly Father will revive the earth again, because he said the earth abideth forever. But in the beginning, when the earth was young, the earth had a lot of powerful things upon the planet Earth. Animals used to be bigger, people used to be bigger, and stuff like that. So now back to the book of Numbers, chapter 13. It says here, 40 days. And, I already read that. Showed the fruit unto Moses. Showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Now, there was not actually a river flowing with milk and honey and stuff like that. This represents prosperity and nurture. We have a few examples, which are right. Oh yeah, forgot this one. This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, and in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which was knowledge. You shall know them by their fruits. You shall know the tree by their fruits, because you are a tree and your fruits are your students. So if you eat of that tree, and that tree is an evil tree, then you will learn evil things. But if you eat of the good tree, then you're not going to learn evil things. You're going to learn good things, as it says here. Matthew 7:16. 15. Beware of false prophets. Right? Yeah. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. So that means that they are a tree. Do men gather grapes of thorns and figs of thistles, which are also thorns? No. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, which if you are a good prophet, you will bring forth good students. But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Fruit cannot be evil. It's an inanimate object. Well, it's alive, but it can't do any harm nor good. Well, you have some fruit that when you eat it, you die, as you can read here too. But the fruit itself is not. People are evil. Fruit isn't. Some of the fruit are poison. Yes, you shouldn't eat it. It can do you no harm. It can do you no evil. I hope I actually explained that good, because I can go back and forth with myself talking about actually if you eat it, it actually does you evil, because the word evil means bad times. But the tree itself, it doesn't do anything, nor the fruit. It's the people. You know, like father, like son. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Is your father a tree? Or is your mother a tree? No. And unto Adam he said, Genesis 3:17. Wait, I already read that. And has eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Curse is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the land. So, this shows you that back in the days, in the time of Adam and the Adamites, mentioned in the book of Genesis chapter 5, by the way, there were no things that had thorns and thistles. There were no plants trying to kill you, trying to hurt you. There were no poisonous plants that when you eat it, you might just get yourself killed. There were no plants that will give you a tummy ache, stomach ache, and stuff like that. Because, the Heavenly Father didn't do that. So, when people sinned, starting with Eve, to make Adam sin, then the ground was cursed. Because back in the days, he didn't have to actually tilt the land. The land would give his increase and his fruit. But now, he has to work. All men have to work in order to get food. Because like I said, back in the days, people only ate like vegetables and stuff like that, and fruit. Later on, meat was introduced. Because if you read, I think it was Genesis 1, it says all the plants shall be meat unto you. Genesis 2? Let me see. By the way, on the 5th day, people were made, which is 5,000. In year 5,000, as you can see here. 2 Peter 3:8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord is 1,000 years with us, and 1,000 years with us as one day with him. So when the earth was made in 6 days, that meant 6,000 years, as you can see here. And then the 7,000th year, that whole year, that whole 1,000 years was actually rest for the Lord. Right, and the angels, by the way, that made the earth. You can see that in the book of Colossians chapter 1. The Lord Yahushua made the angels, and then they made the earth. You can read it there. Right, so it shows you also the Heavenly Father made 2 great lights. So the moon has its own light. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, right? And here comes the creature, which is the people. People are creature also. And we came from the waters because when you are born, when you're thrust in your mother, you already are seamen, because you're in water. And then you get up in the womb, and then you turn into bone, as it is mentioned here. Let me see. Ecclesiastes what? 3? No,